Hey guys, I want to do a short update on where I'm at on my project, which is the 86. I'm gonna take the 86 Ford, and we're gonna body swap it onto this 6005 2005 powerstroke, so bullnose swap. Yeah, so I finished last video. I had all this stuff rolled out. I'm not going to get rid of that just yet in case I need pieces. It can sit there. But I started work on this truck, and there were a couple problems with it when I bought it, and I was able to get the price down, but it had an oil leak, it had a transmission pan leaking, and coolant leak. So I did a transmission service. The pan's not leaking anymore. It's got all brand new filters, did fuel filters. Did the blue spring upgrade on it. To help out with fuel pressure. And then I also did an oil change on it because he had an aftermarket cap. He had a taller cap that sat a little higher. And on these 6.0s, that's not good. So he had a Motorcraft oil filter with that taller cap, so it held the filter up off the bottom of that housing, and so some of the oil didn't get filtered. And so I corrected that. So, and the oil plug for the drain plug was leaking. So I fixed that. Transmission leak. So the coolant leak was real small. It's hard to find because it was dripping on two sides underneath. It was dripping here and here. I took off this junk air filter, which I'm trying to find a factory job. Took off that, and it turns out it was the thermostat housing. So I pulled that. I said, while I'm at it, I'm going to get rid of this right here. And I thought this was plastic, so I went ahead and bought a metal one. And I don't know what brand or style this is, but I replaced it anyways because the way this sounds when I don't think you can hear it, but I think the bearing was getting close, but so I put a new water pump, new thermostat, new upper radiator hose, and stopped the coolant leak, and I refilled it with some of the red because the guy before me, he put an oil cooler in it, and he flushed it and put the red stuff in it, which is the ECL, that CAT rated coolant, extended life coolant. And so I fixed all the leaks. I just test ran the truck, got it up to 195 degrees, but it still has an issue of a cold start, which tells me the injectors are sticking. Some of them are, because when it warms up after about 10 minutes, this thing runs great. It's quick, smooth. It's only got 123,000 miles on this motor. But every time I start it up, it has that. So I put some RevX, some of that stuff in the oil. Hopefully it'll help after driving it a while. But after driving it today and getting it out on the highway, I think the oil cooler's clogged again. I don't know what. Well, I know what happened. When I bought the truck, I didn't get to drive it on the highway, so the temperatures were within 10 degrees of each other. So I was like, all right, well, that's good. I could probably flush it if I needed to. But they're 20-something degrees apart. And I text the guy asking him, what brand did you put in there? What brand oil cooler? And he said OEM. And I said, okay, well, where'd you get it from? Rock Auto. Well, last time I checked, Rock Auto don't sell Motorcraft parts. And I just researching, and I owned a 6.0 before this one. It's just, you got to have I don't know, it's just always a Ford, unless you buy the bulletproof one that they I think they put it in the front now with its own little cooler. But they say it's just best to go back with the Ford because of that issue. So yeah, so now I got injector. I'm hoping that the RevX helps with that, but I don't know. It blows out smoke and spits and sputters for the first 30 seconds, and then it starts to clean up, and then it still stutters when you drive at least 5 miles. Then it runs like a champ. But that oil cooler is what's going to bother me. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do right now. I could probably just tear this truck down and do the body swap, and then pull the cab and put new injectors in the oil cooler. But I need to flush the system out, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but it's going to need a new oil cooler and probably new. And I should probably just throw all new injectors in there for peace of mind, and then get rid of this. These I don't believe in these either, just because the factory one flows enough air for 400 to 500 horsepower, and this thing's 325 from the factory, and I don't plan on really doing many upgrades to it. If I do, then it'll be down the road that I'll stud it, head stud it, and all that stuff, which I still thinking about doing. It's all up in the air. I just kind of am at a stopping point, but I thought I'd give an update on it. Hopefully I'll make a decision if I'm just going to tear this truck apart, so that I can take the floor and put it on my 86 cab, or underneath my 86 cab, or what I'm going to do, if I'm going to fix the mechanical issues first and then tear it down, or just tear it down. But I do need to flush all the stuff out of the system. But if I'm tearing it down, what's the use in doing that? I need to do some research though. Anyways, thought I'd give y'all just a quick heads up.